Sarah. It's been a while. So much has changed, and I don't even know where to begin. I pray you're doing well. 5 or 6 hours don't go by that I don't pray for you, or at least not think about you. My friends are praying for you. I'm praying for you. Family's praying for you. Grandma and grandpa is praying for you. No one hates you. No one's even upset at you. I haven't done nothing but praise you, because I have nothing negative to say about you. But if you were to tell me I'd be where I'm at today 6 months ago, I would have laughed in your face. God has completely transformed my life, and everything on my plate right now is it's nothing I ever asked for. But it's so much more than anything I could ever imagine. I'm a flight commander for ROTC. I have 4 mentees now that I mentor every week. I'm an Air Force Bible study leader on Thursdays. Wednesday night services at John's Church. I go to Calvary, and that's for young adults. Sundays we have D group with Phil, and we're reading a book on the Book of Ruth. It's called A Loving Life by Paul E. Miller, and that book is beautiful. It's about how to love as a man. And when we started that at the beginning of the semester, I looked at Phil and I just broke down in tears. I was like, Phil, that's what I want to learn. And something that I learned while reading that, and we're still reading it, is his said love. And that's the type of love that God has for us. That's the type of love that it's objectified love. It's not dependent on how you're treated. It's not dependent on what someone says about you. It's dependent on the simple fact of who they are. And I realized since we've broken up that, and since I've grown closer to Jesus, that's the love that I have for you. Do I miss you? So much. It's gonna be, I won't be able to date you until after pilot training. There's no way. It would be this year or next year. And through this journey, I've developed a sweetness, an experience, and a relationship with Jesus I never thought I had or could ever have. The first Wednesday I was back to Florida, I was at Calvary, and the pastor was talking about if you're connected to God, everything in your life needs to be alive. If it's not alive, God's going to prune those branches. And it just made perfect sense. God uses pain to build a proximity with him, and he knows how to specifically get your heart in line with him. And the same thing for me. He knows how to get my heart in line with him. And the breakup really did that. Does it hurt? Of course. But what's a desert without pain, right? And as you walk with Jesus more, you start to gain altitude. And the details get smaller, but the bigger picture gets larger. And you really start to see the true work God is doing in your life and the purpose that he has for you. I rededicated my life to Christ that Wednesday. So I'm about 6 weeks back into that. But yeah, since we've broken up, it really went from I need Sarah in my life to I need Jesus. And I refuse to now allow anything to get in that way. I can't. I have a peace and a joy and a fulfillment that no pilot slot, no degree, no relationship, no amount of money, none of that can ever replace. Let me turn this off. And I wish that for you. I pray God has brought you to a place that you've never been. I pray you've met a Jesus that you never have. I pray you realize maybe some of the assumptions you had about me and maybe stuff I was saying wasn't true. Because we really are all praying for you. The past is the past. That's done and over. That book is closed because that's not the person I am. That's not the person I know that you are. But please just keep clinging to Jesus. Don't let any anger or pain or hurt, not even just from me, just in your life, get in the way of your relationship with him. I know you're destroying the classroom right now. A couple times a week, I really do just sit down and think about your internship. And I actually had a whole gift for you and everything that, I don't know if I'll send it. I don't want to make you upset, but I would really like you to have that. I just can't wait to share everything God's done in my life with you one day. And can't wait to hear everything he's doing in your life. But it has been hard. A few weeks ago, a friend of mine did commit suicide. He was in ROTC with us. And I was supposed to see him that night. So being able to just kind of shelf that and be there for my friends and actually share the gospel a lot. And I was able to lead someone to Jesus, actually. It was my first person ever as my deputy, Casey. Yeah, she's so hungry for Jesus, and it's wonderful. But Sarah, I just want you to know that I'm just clinging to Jesus, and I do miss you. And I hope that doesn't make you weirded out for me to say I love you, because you know I was all in. And when I'm all in, there's no plan B. Thank you for breaking this up. Because of the growth that's happened in my life, I'm nowhere near the person that I was even 4 months ago. And I know that's the same for you. And Sarah, also this summer, thank you for showing me a side of you that I never thought existed. Thank you for showing me a vindictive side of you that I realized I can't have in my life. Not with my career, not with my goals, and not with my walk with the Lord. That's a maturity thing between you and Jesus, and that was my cue that forced me to just wholeheartedly run to Jesus, that I can't fix anymore because I can't have that in my life. But the one thing I do refuse to do is to believe that's the real you. That's not the Sarah I fell in love with, and that's not the Sarah that's healing. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what taking masks off, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not the Sarah that Jesus created. And I refuse to believe that. Because I know one day I'm going to see her again. And she's going to be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So I'm praying for your healing, Sarah. I'm praying that your new counselor is just filling you with so much information that's really healing you. And I'm praying that God, especially, is surrounding you with Christian friends. He's bringing new people into your life that love him. They can't just give you worldly advice. I pray it's people that you're not already close to. That way it's especially unbiased. And it's just so full of love and joy from Jesus. So Sarah, most importantly, whether or not if I talk to you again, I pray I do. 'Cause I'd love to sit down and tell you just like, whoa, I've grown more in 4 months than I think I have in 4 years. The most important thing I just want to come across on this video is I just really want you to know that I'm praying for you, that you're growing closer to Jesus. So thank you for how you impacted my life. Thank you for a beautiful relationship. One thing I realized is you should be focusing on Jesus. And if it's God's will, it's like a triangle. As you focus on Jesus, you're going to grow closer together. I realized we went from focusing on Jesus to focusing on our problems and ourselves. And we were both hurting so bad that when the other person's hurting, your thought process is, how are you hurting right now? Because look at what I'm struggling with. And what else would have happened the way we were struggling? I'm so thankful for Jesus, because he's in my heart, and that thick boy doesn't stop working. And I know he's doing that in your life. So Sarah, I'm praying in this season for your internship. I'm praying for your healing. I'm praying that God surrounds you with more and more Christian people, and I'm praying that you're so fulfilled. Because that day I saw you at King's Dominion, like off the Intimidator, and you had all those children out around you. That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen you do. And I was so happy to see that. You're going to make an amazing teacher. And I pray you're doing really well. Again, I miss you. I'm praying for you. Of course I love you. It's not going away anytime soon. So I look forward to hearing from you. But until then, I'm praying for God's best in your life, Sarah. Because you deserve that. Goodbye.